Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording this IOSD in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the Hermitcraft server, you know what we need to do? We need to pitch in even further on this big dig project. But you know what? Sometimes it's not all about sharing in the direct application of force to the ground. Like, we're not just gonna dig this out, we're gonna dig this out better. See, Scar? He's been working really hard on all that dome stuff. And then we've got kind of this infrastructure in place here along the sides. We got new beacons set up in multiple locations for people to dig more. But then what's this? We've got all of these chests just full of material, and they're going to be too full for people to use easily. So what we're going to do in this episode is create a new place further out that we can occasionally come in here, empty out these chests into. So that way people who are digging don't have to leave, and people who need stuff don't have to come all the way down to the dig site. It works better for everybody. Now we've got a whole bunch of chests up here at the surface as well that have the same problem. Look at this. Already pretty full. Cobblestone. Like, these aren't even sorted really. These are just full of random materials. So, what we are going to do is we are going to take a bunch of random materials and we are going to very quickly build a temporary location to house all of these objects. Now, this is a location that we are planning to tear down. This will not be a long-term structure. Think of this more like a storage shed. So, we're going to just go ahead and put this here and say, future location of storage shed for Scar's dig. Now, I'm sure some of you guys are already asking, but Joe, when is the future? And let me tell you something about the future. It doesn't always wait for you. Sometimes the future just happens at or around you, and you gotta be ready. Sometimes the future is now. Other times the future is soon. But you know what? Sometimes the future's in a week. Sometimes it's in a moon. But you know, we are not here to debate the exact, position of the future. We are here to debate with the ground how it will open up. Oh, is that supposed to be there? Is that like part of a build? I don't know what this is. That might be important. Okay, well, we are going to cover that back up real quick. We are not going to actively ruin someone's secret underground pond. Don't know what it does, but I will not be a pawn in their scheme either. So, let's go ahead here and start building the walls. These are just going to be gentle, beautiful cradles that will eventually hold whatever materials we need. Now, the trick to getting room for a lot of chests is you got to figure out how you want to stack them. And one of the best ways to stack chests is 3 high, because you can still reach all of them. And then we can go ahead and set these up like so here. Uh-oh. Man, we're already out of chests. That is not ideal. But you know what? We cannot let our fellow hermits down. Things around here on the server have been a little bit more tense lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed. But, people have started, taking sides about things. Which, I mean, is fine. I want everybody to have their own opinion. But, you know, sometimes that gets in the way of the spirit of kind of collective action we're trying to take here. We're trying to get, stuff done on the server as a group and individually. And it just... little things can get lost in the shuffle. Like, where are we going to store all the extra materials from Scar's big dig? I don't know. But usually when no one else wants a job, it ends up being a job for Joe Hills. Not necessarily because it's a job that should even be done at all. That's highly questionable. But because Joe Hills will do it anyway. So, whoops, is this going to work? Yeah, I think if we go back this far and then do kind of another set. So we're going to have a whole bunch of these little alcoves. This is not a beautiful structure in the traditional sense, but it is designed for optimal, use. We just have a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and very little place to do it. So, this will also be a little bit easier in terms of people coming in here when they are trying to get away from the mobs. You know, not everywhere you go on the server you want to be shot by skeletons. And those little chests over there, not feeling super safe to me. So, let's just come in here like so, and continue with our walls. So we're going to go ahead and secure this area with a fence. Not like that. That's not very secure. That's the opposite of what we're trying to do. We're going to secure it like so. think mobs can't jump directly onto that from here, but I'm not 100% certain. I might make this just one higher, or something right there. Well, especially if we're going to have this like this. Okay. So this gives us plenty of space here for a lot of chests. So now that we know that Scar's got at least like 30 or 40 chests all told set up, we know that we need a lot more chests than we have already. And what's the way to get more chests? We don't want to necessarily steal them from Scar's area here, because people should still be able to dump things into them on the fly. But we do want to reallocate some of the stuff from down below up into here. But it only works, if you think of these chest systems as kind of like a bucket brigade where people can grab stuff as they're on their way up or whatever, it really only works if we have as many chests as possible just across the board. So, every 2 logs here is a chest. So that means I need to cut down about 80 logs. And in the process, I need to let a lot of these trees completely decay, so that way we can get enough saplings to replant this without serious ecological damage to the area. Because even though we're going to flee underground after scars the sky, you know, we need to have a good plan in place to reforest and eventually, what do you call it, re-terraform? Terra reform, I guess you'd call it. We'll eventually need to, you know, be able to see the sun and get photosynthesis kickstarted so we can reintroduce a breathable atmosphere above the surface. So, let's go ahead and do that now. As you can see, I let a lot of these leaves decay. I'm going to go ahead and plant a few more saplings on my way out. I've already planted quite a few. But you know what? It always helps to plant one more tree. You know, they say the best day, or the best time to plant a fruit tree was 25 years ago. And the second best time is today. So, I'm just planting all sorts of trees today. But you know what? I'm planting, more importantly, a seed of a survivable resource allocation access system here. Look at this. Someone could come in here and not die while they use chests, and not have a creeper just blow them up. Unlike this. I mean, this is okay. I mean, I understand why Scar did it. I know he wants to keep everything within distance of this chunk for various reasons, but you know, it's just going to make problems long term if we don't have a real way to, what do you call it, like allocate things. So even if we only want to add 1 chest on top of each of these stacks, we still need to make this 2 higher technically, or, you know, they won't open, they'll hit the ceiling. And if there's one thing we don't ever want to do, it's hit the ceiling. We want to exceed expectations and do so outdoors. When we have expectations we know that we cannot exceed, we make sure that the ceiling is appropriately placed. So, I guess I should I'll start marking out granite, coal ore, gravel, all these things. Let's grab a bunch of granite from different ones while we're here. Oh, we had 2 extra red stained glass. Well, I'm using those. That's my favorite. See, now you can kind of see if there's a creeper more easily before you directly walk into him. Okay, where were we? Now that our chests are set up, it's a good time as any to come in here and actually just grab out a bunch of the material. I'm trying to do so in relatively organized ways where I get like a bunch of cobblestone or a bunch of andesite or whatever all at once, so that way it's easier to move upstairs. So, well, let's go ahead and take a look at how that floor pattern actually turned out. So when we come through here, as you can tell, we've got our granite, diorite, andesite, stone. Probably need more stone. Stone's probably going to continue along this way, although I don't have any with me. So let's go ahead and just dump all this andesite at once. No need to carry extras of that. And then we can dump all our cobble back here in our little cobbler's corner. Boom. Real simple, real fast. Not like automated. Not on like a train system, unfortunately. But you know what? Good enough for right now. If we need to, down the line, we can always build a train system hooked into the back of those chests. Somehow. I'm not sure how any of that would work. Not really my field. My field is more taking things, moving them around a little bit. So, here we go. Things moving. Now that I've got this interior space so tightly designed and already started filling it up, I actually need to work on the outside. Because sometimes, even though what's inside is what counts, what's outside is what people see. And we need to get people in the door. So I'm already working on my new sign here that I think will really sell people on coming in together and using this space communally. So let's go ahead and, in the spirit of that kind of communal cooperation, clarify or clarify exactly what we're doing by putting letters on a wall here. Like, sometimes there's no better tool than letters to, tell people what you're trying to say. That's why the post office was so popular for so many years. But nowadays, it's like, this is like a text message from a computer to other hermits. So, yeah, we're going to make this work. Luckily, I did a bunch of lettering work on my other project, so I'm pretty decent at it at this point. We are just going to finalize this capital Y. And now we have a sign that we can stand behind. Actually, you can stand behind it. I say that we can stand behind it, but like, you can't actually read it from back here. So we would need to really shore this up further. If you wanted to read it, you'd have to like come over the top. And I'm not sure how that would go. But I do want to kind of add a little bit of height here just to make this feel like cross-braced a little better. That kind of feels a little bit more supported. And, obviously do the same right here. Yeah, that's about even. Now, this whole thing here, we probably don't want to put too much of a roof on. Although having it kind of angle gradually down. So if we're jumping from like down to here, then down to here, like I think that's going to look a lot better. So let's go ahead and just add a quick kind of angular flow here. Good, I like that. Then we can hop across, dang it. Well, we can't hop across anything. So let's go ahead and just start demolishing our kind of scaffold here, because there is no future for it. It is the past. And now we're standing down on top of there. Excellent. Scaffold removed. And if we back up, yep, it's y'all each share, hermits. I should probably put a subtitle under there. Y'all each share, hermits. This way people know that, they can come here and they can get whatever they needed from the communal dig, Put a little sign here to let people know. They can help themselves and ourselves. And this isn't really the future location of anything anymore. It's just the location. Now, it's not entirely done yet, obviously, because I still want to come up here and kind of even out this gradient with the way the roof is on this side. Let's go ahead and set this up like so. And maybe have this even come across a little bit like this. Yeah, that about works. Great. So, was there anything else that we're really missing? I think we need to take this ladder down. Is it perfect, though? That's the real question. What more could you do with a room like this? Now when people ask, is there a place that I can go to store the things that's not just Joe's or BOO's or Good Times with Scarro? No, wait, he's not a Dalek. I can say YESH. YESH, there is. Y'all each share Hermits. The future home of everything that's in these chests except for that zombie. You're not in the chest, zombie. You don't belong here. Thank you for not being a creeper, because if you blew this up, I would look so bad right now, because I have to leave for lunch. Oh no, more zombies are coming. See, Scar, this is why I said we needed a gate here. See, this is not a gated community, though. This is a community gate. This is for everyone to use. Do we need to shut people out based on how long they've been playing on the server, or whether or not they use farming or whatever? No, I don't think so. But anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, we can.